Hello again. After yesterday, I have my photos printed for my Plan Ahead album, and I have my sketches and my go-to designs. And I have them in page protectors like this, which means I am 2/3 of the way there. I have the sketches and the photos in the page protectors. But my third part is to go ahead and assemble the supplies for each of those before I start scrapbooking. So this gives me a way that it can be really useful if I'm going to crop away from home. In the days that I would go away and scrapbook at the weekend, if I did something like this, then I would get far, far more pages done than how I would often just kind of grab a stack of paper and a stack of embellishments and throw it all in a bag and with some random photos. I find that fun too, but this would be a way for me to be quite productive. But in the case of scrapbooking at home, which I'm more likely to do now, I just find that if I have the supplies there ready to go, then if I have a little bit more time than usual, it means that I might be able to make more than one page at a time, but actually just getting one page done in one setting, even if it means I'm not picking up the supplies, that is a huge help to my creative process because I've had to get used to having just those small windows of time rather than scrapbooking for big hours. And many of you will have schedules like that where you need to be able to use 10 or 15 minutes of your scrapbooking time and not feel like it was wasted. It took me a long time to get used to it, I'll admit, and I used to spend those 10-15 minutes going to Pinterest and just looking at stuff, or going to Instagram and just looking at stuff, and then I realized that if I had added up all those 10-minute windows, I'd probably have quite a few layouts and just less looking at the internet. Which is fine. That was my process to get here, and now I have a system and I'm happy with it. So today I'm going to show you how I put the supplies in here and make page kits for each individual page. And I'm just going to show you a couple of those. Tomorrow I'm going to show you a different way to do planning with the Olympic album, but for today, the travel album. So I start with just one page per page protector. With this album, because every single page is on the same color craft cardstock, I know that that's my start. I can go ahead and put the craft cardstock in the page protectors, and that gives things a little bit more stability, but it also means that I can put the layouts for both sides. So I could have one page kit here and one page kit here, even though they've got stuff on the other side. Or if I had a divided page protector, I could put the things that the divided page protector is harder to work with for a page kit because say my stickers are on a 6x12 sheet and my pockets are all 3x4. I'm going to need some other place to put them. So if I have a divided page protector over here, then I would put the supplies in the 12x12 opposite, or add in a 12x12 if it's not an album that's going to have 12x12. I just find that the 12x12 page protectors are really useful for keeping everything in place. I will say, if you use a lot of washi tape is probably the thing I find the most annoying because it's not going to work well in page protectors. Sometimes, every once in a while, you can do it, or you can take just a small amount and wrap it on a tag or another bit of paper and just keep that in the page protector. But what I tend to do is just take a little sample, pop that down with a note somewhere to say, grab this washi tape, and then I know which one to get from my big bucket of washi tape, as it were. Okay, let's actually do something rather than just talking about it. Okay, so I'm going to start with these 3 photos, which I am going to use a go-to design, so I've made a note of that. I thought that was something on the photo, but it's not. It's a bird. So I have these 3 pictures that I'm going to put together. And I want to go ahead and choose what colors I want, whatever I want to go with it, and I try to go rather quickly. So when I put them down like this, my instant thought was that I'd like something navy to go with this. It's actually quite a gray, but it's a very bluey gray, and I think where the sky is quite a flat white light, it would be nice to bring in a little blue. So I'm going to look for some blue papers and some neutrals to complement these pictures and cobble them all together into a page kit. Here's why I like doing my page kits this way. When I went with that gut instinct to find the navy, I found this navy print by Pebbles, and then in the same collection there's this lovely aqua matte print. So I was able to grab both of those really quickly. I like this color combination and thought then I need something lighter to brighten it up, and thought I could use this yellow 4x4 card here because it matches the thought, and then realized, wait, well, I'll need some journaling. This journaling card is the right color to match with this. It's not exact, but it will work in the end. So I'm going to keep those two, and with cut apart sheets like this, I do go ahead and cut them apart and keep the ones that I want, unless I don't know if the whole sheet was up for grabs and I thought any of them might work, then I'd put the whole sheet in. But otherwise, I put the rest back. Then I found all of those within just a couple seconds. I know that in this album I want to put a camera on every page if possible, and I flipped through and had this one in my embellishments, and realized that there's also some nice yellow tone in here. So I thought I'll put the whole, there's not a lot left in here, I'll put the whole thing in. If it was full, I'd probably just cut out the ones that I wanted. But as there's only a few left, I might as well put the whole thing in and see if the others fit somewhere as I go. And while I was thinking, oh, well, yellow accents, this caught my eye. There's a yellow globe here, and I liked this sentiment. And the green on the outside might not work, but I could always just cut it down to just the yellow. That seemed like a nice mix. And again, these two things were right next to each other in my stash, so it was really easy that once I saw this and then that caught my eye, I can just grab it and go. Then I tend to always use a set of thickers and a set of smaller letter stickers. Well, this is where I got a little bit stuck because I tried to match the yellow or I tried to match the aqua, and I had no thickers that were a good match for either of the two colors. So instead I went with something that would coordinate well with the background, some wood grain, nice neutral that will pick up on the tone in the craft, and then I had navy small flat letter stickers. These are both new packs, but please don't think that I have that for every single layout. It's really just coincidental that those two ended up being whole packs, and this one. I think it might just be because I've recently put stuff away and the full sheets I put near the front, so maybe that's why they caught my eye. Then I normally use some enamel dots. I picked up this pack because I thought maybe the yellow and the aqua might be a good combination, but I'm also, once I get the page done, if I put it against things that I've used and I don't think it's the right color, then I don't have any problem with going back and swapping it. And now, I would then, I'll take all of this stuff and the photos and the post-it note, and I'll put all of it back in the page protector for when I'm ready to make the page. Now, the thing that makes this really, really quick and easy for me is knowing exactly what I tend to use on pages. When I do page kits is not when I get all experimental. When I do page kits, I follow formulas that I've used before and I know work well for me. So I know I use one set of thickers and one set of flat letter stickers. I know that I use 3 or 4 pattern papers. I know that I'm going to have a camera and a globe if possible. And that helps me look for everything. I know I'm going to want either enamel dots or sequins or small wood veneers. And when I do page kits, I go ahead and I play to those habits. I don't try to reinvent the wheel for a page kit. I try and reinvent the wheel in other methods of scrapbooking when I want to try something completely different. Okay, so this one has a sketch, so that gives me a bit more help in knowing how many things I need. So I'm doing this one a little bit different than the sketch because the sketch is for 3x4s and I have 4x6, but I thought I could still mimic this set of layers. Right, so I have in these photos, I'm going to have my craft cardstock underneath. And I do think that if you are using the same color that it helps because the photos then look different than they do against stark white or whatever else is behind your page protector. I know I want to pick up on this purple, but I know purple is hard to find in my scrapbooking stash. And maybe pick up on the green would be quite sensible as well. These are from Wine Country, so purple and green seems like a good combination, even though these are clearly not grapevines, that's lavender, but that's okay. So how many different papers do I need? Well, I have the one in the background, one here, 2, and a mat for all these pieces. So I think I need 3 patterns here, plus a journaling card and a circle journaling card. So one that's circle here and one that's a rectangle. Or this could be just another one that I punched down. Okay, so I need 3 pattern papers, and I want to pick up on purple and green. Go! Here's why sketches help me with the page kit so much. So I knew I wanted to go with that green and the purple, and then I have my page and sketch to go ahead and follow. Well, I counted up the pattern papers and I wanted to go green and purple. Okay, well, I found a nice green and a nice purple, and then because this green was with cream, I pulled out a cream as well. So those are my 3 pattern papers to make up those background areas. Then I needed something that I could use as a journaling card here, and also maybe be able to repeat as this circle, and I thought maybe down here. Well, I had 3, 2 small and 1 big, of these journaling cards, all from one kit. They coordinate either side, and I thought between those 3, I'll get all of that covered. Then, this sketch has heart shapes. I want cameras, so I figured I could cut some of these cameras to make those heart embellishments, except mine will be cameras. And I picked this particular paper with the cameras because the cameras have cream accents instead of white, so that's going to work with what I've already pulled out. There's at least 1 label sticker that's going to go into this. I don't have any purple label stickers, but I have these that are green. So quick and easy for me to find all of these things when I know it's specific, because I know how many patterns and I picked a color scheme. Then I can just go from there. Now they've just used 1 for the title, but I know that I'm likely going to want 2 different types of letter stickers, and I had green thickers and purple flat letter stickers, so that will work with how I scrapbook. And they don't have any sprinkles on the page in the end, but I probably will want some, and this sheet had both green and brown. Ignore the red. That's my page kit done. So it all happens very, very quickly, and that means that the quicker I get all of those things planned and put away, and the quicker it is for me to then go, right, it's time for me to actually make these layouts and create them in a flurry of energy. Thanks so much for having a look today. I hope you enjoy, and I hope you can use the little worksheet that's in today's PDF to find the things that you need to go and into your page kits, and that way you'll get the best kits for the way you work. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye!